car in that lot. I'm not doing any of that because
Right.
we're generally, pretty stubborn people here in the state.
We're pretty bitter about things.
We know how to hold a grudge.
I still want to see what the economic impact is going to be to province. I want to see the reports, the studies on how many jobs, how many jobs it's going to create, good-paying jobs. I mean, yes, granted, they're going to create jobs, but they're also taking away jobs in Pawtucket.
Well,
in Pawtucket. So I'm certainly not closing my mind to it. I just need to see more information, basically.
Well, we thank you for taking the time and coming on the record. One of the things we're planning to do over the coming months is house shows that are focused on some important communities in Rhode Island. Two of them are Newport and Woonsocket. We hope you come in studio and participate in that because these are the type of activities. Dave's exactly right. We are Providence-centric, Providence-obsessed, Providence navel-gazing. And there are wonderful communities like Newport and Woonsocket that deserve our care, feeding, and attention. And we hope you'll join us in the future on that.
Absolutely. I would love to.
Again, we privileged to have Mike Moran, State Representative for the Village of Woonsocket, joining us on AM Coalition Radio. Mike, we hope to talk to you again soon.
All right. Take care, gentlemen.
Thanks, Mike. Take care.
All right. Bye.
He nailed it. In a very straightforward, blunt way, he nailed it. There needs to be a referendum.
Yep.
There needs to be people need to be part of this process. This can't be another situation where this is shoved down our throats. Yeah. And we no longer believe the people in charge. The saddest part of all this is that any of the people who run our institutions at the high level, we now look with completely jaundiced eye. The first assumption when they announce something is that not what it could be doing for the state, not an argument of the proposal on its own merits, but how are they screwing us?
Yeah, and that's the default mindset that, like, wait a second, how are we going to get, how are we getting hosed, we the taxpayers getting hosed on this?
Well, exactly. Joining us live on the air as we wrap up the last few minutes of our Paw Sox Palooza here on CoalitionRadio.us. Again, Facebook.com/The Coalition Radio and at NoPVD and FightTheStadium.com. We've got our favorite state representative candidate, one of our favorite independents, Ethan. Welcome back to the Coalition.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your feelings on this and the piece that you wrote, which, by the way, can be found on our blog at CoalitionRadio.us. Just give us some insight into what folks on the East Side are saying and what your thoughts are.
Complete outrage. It's a ridiculous proposal. The real crux of it for me and the folks I've talked to is the 30-year tax abatement for the city property tax. That's 30 years where you're getting nothing out of this stadium as far as, covering the cost of public safety, roads, water, wastewater, all those sort of hidden costs of a big development that you're just not getting. And I really don't trust the happy math that's been issued in the report on the project.
Hey, can we use that? I like that.
It's like math with emoticons.
Exactly.
Well, and we're even seeing just in the last few days a lot of numbers coming out where the cost of diverting the viaduct or the CSO, the combined sewer overflow project, was well underrepresented in any of those reports. There's a major natural gas trunk line that goes through that area that would have to be moved. And again, I think, I've heard some people conflating this like, oh, well, it was going to be a park anyway. Well, how do you jive, a park that everybody can go to and launch their boat and bring their dogs and do all those great family things for free, with a park that you have to go and pay $7 or $8 or $10 or $15 a ticket and $3 to park, and I just don't see the equation there.
Exactly. I would much rather see it stay a park if the current deal is what's going to go forward. I really think our state and city officials need to stand up and play hardball in this negotiation and really be ready to walk away. I think that's been a problem with past projects and the government negotiation side of it, is that, the developers know that the government officials are just too afraid to say they'll walk away.
Right, and like any bad car deal, you've got to be able to walk it up and walk, because this is being run just like a really bad used car deal, isn't it?
It is. It is. Yeah, it's a total highball offer, even though Mr. Skeffington says it's not. It's the ideal scenario for them. And, whether it's Governor Raimondo or Mayor Lorza, I just hope, one of them takes the initiative to really have some spine on this one, because, we as Providence taxpayers are really at our limit as it is. So, we've got these bad roads, the school is falling apart. There's so many better uses for $4 million a year out of the state coffers. And if there's no city tax revenue coming out of it at all, no concrete revenue stream, then I'd rather just have it be a park where you pay a guy to mow the lawn, and that's about it.
And everybody can use it, right?
Well,
I thought you put it really, really well in your blog submission, which our offer is open. If you want your own blog page, it's yours. So I love that you put it. It's laughable that Skeffington and his colleagues proudly proclaim that they will pay for the construction with their own funds. It's akin to a carpenter paying to build a house on his own dime. Unfortunately, it's on your property. He's going to live in it. You pay the taxes, cut him a paycheck each year, and then listen to him to say, it's all good. My being here really improves the neighborhood. I thought that was just priceless.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now talk about two things. We only got a few minutes here, unfortunately, and we're going to have you in studio again very soon. There's two things that are at work here. First of all, when you talk about the schools falling apart, everybody everywhere seems to claim their schools are falling apart. But in this case, they're literally there are buildings in Providence that you would not walk into that are being used to conduct some level of education. Fair statement?
Oh, totally fair.
I mean, they are literally crumbling around us. To the point where you wonder if they were a private enterprise, whether they would get an occupancy permit.
Exactly. Yeah. No, there's so many areas of the city that could use investment, and the public funds aren't there. So and same thing with the state. So it's just an outrageous deal, and it really, if it's going to be the Worcester Red Sox or this deal, let it be the Worcester Red Sox.
You finally, the hallmark of your campaign was really a discussion of unity, bridging political boundaries, bringing people together. What impact do you think that this has had on the Rhode Island taxpayer in the form of bringing folks together?
Oh, it's been huge. I've never seen, at least on social media and just talking to people around my neighborhood, liberals, conservatives, moderates, urbanists, suburbanites, everyone's coming together and saying that this is, just a shocking proposal. And, you see a few people maybe say, well, it'd be nice to have that ballpark, wouldn't it? But, they're immediately shot down. And once you look at the evidence or any impartial analysis of the economic benefit of developing sports stadium on public dime, you realize that, the advantages just are not there with this deal.
Yeah, that seems to be the preponderance of evidence out there, and I've heard over the course of this week a couple sports economists on radio shows, and basically they say it's a wash. These publicly funded stadiums don't really give you the economic impact that they claim to, and at the end of the day, the jobs creation is basically a push. Now, last question, and we asked Mike Morin. We're going to ask our independent candidate here. $120 million, what do you spend that on in the state of Rhode Island?
Yeah, I just want to make clear I'm not a candidate now, but thanks for that.
I think that's called the assumption clause.
Well, we're just hoping for the future here.
By the way, just so you know, we're organizing a group in Woonsocket that's going to trade one of the city councilmen, a certain zoning official, for you, and two interns to be named later. So you don't know, but
I honestly think $120 million. If you've got $120 million over 30 years, where you're going to spend $4 million of it a year, let's put those $4 million towards school construction in the poorest districts of the state right now.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
You've been listening to Ethan Giles, one of our blog columnists. Can we call him a mindsetter, or is that already taken?
I think that's a TM. I don't even think we can say it on the radio.
Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Thank you for contributing to the Coalition. Folks, you've been listening to the Coalition on Talk Radio on AM 790, your source for news and business. Again, Facebook.com/The Coalition Radio, Coalition Radio _US, where you can find some of the most intellectual, intelligent, inflammatory blog pieces you're going to find in this state, coming from all sides, every side of the issue. Again, outrage porn free, issues driven. Join us next week. Have a great week, and give this guy Skeffington hell, huh? Don't let him run over us again.
AM 790 Talkin' Business. Imus in the morning. Yankees baseball. Great local business talk. WPRV Providence.